Operations room, are you receiving?
Operations room here. Receiving loud and clear, over.
Operations room, you're clear to go. Go, go, go.
Operations room here. Roger, Wilco. All understood. Okay, chaps, get your sprue out and get your clippers at the ready. Okay, Johnny, let's go. Tally-ho, tally-ho. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday the 19th, and yeah, we're in the mess. Hope everyone's well. Just getting set up. Obviously been with Malcolm and the Models for Heroes guys this morning. So if you tuned into that, thank you very much. And welcome to, it's going to be a busy show, actually. Let's see who else is here. We have the lovely Carl. Oh, no, we don't. We do now.
I've gone in, out. Good morning.
It was
How are
going
we?
so well, wasn't it? Yeah, good, mate.
It was. You actually unmuted your mic this time, which was a very good start. So.
Yes, I remembered. You rotter.
Oh, dear. We are a professional outfit.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, yes.
Allegedly. So, yeah. It's going to be busy today. Just going to give it a couple of minutes that people join in because I have started on the hour. Well, actually a little bit before, but that's okay. I'm going to give you a roundup of where we're at, what I've done, and then what we're going to do today. There is a little bit of a tutorial today as well. I say tutorial, it's not really. It's just more of a case of this is how I did it. It's not going to be anything more than that. I'm not preaching at all. So, yeah, that's for a little bit later on. What are you going to be working on during the show, Carl?
I'm going to be continuing with the links that I was doing last night. So,
okay. Let's have a look. Sorry, I have my cup in my hand. How rude.
So, we're working through the destructions, and I think there's more Greeblies to go on this. More bits and bobs, but we are now going to start building up the gun mounts and some of the boxes. So yeah, there's more Greeblies to go. So yeah, we're going to be working on these 2 pages today. See what we can get built up. So
cool.
Is where we finished that last night. So,
oh right, yeah, you got that
one as well.
Back. Yeah. Cool. Well done. Let's have a quick look, see who's with us. There is the good morning from me, obviously, and Carl. And we also have the lovely Lisa. Good morning.
Morning, boss.
And Dominic is with us as well, saying hi again. Yes, hi.
Morning, Dominic.
No to guess the thing, Dominic, I'm afraid, today. Oh, dear, that was so funny last night. Yeah, so I spoke to Malcolm and thanked him very much for his efforts.
Yes.
And I invited him on the show on a week where he can do his own one and you can throw tomatoes at him. So that's, although I shouldn't have told him that bit because he said he'd make it sensible.
Oh, we don't want that.
No, absolutely not. So there you go. Give it a couple more minutes, see if anybody else joins. There's 5 people watching at the moment. Make sure you say hello.
Hello.
Hello. And it'll give me time to finish my coffee because I don't want to let it go cold.
No.
I don't like cold coffee. But yeah, so yeah, tell us in the chat what you got planned for the rest of the day. Obviously, you're going to be watching us. That's fine. But maybe you've got to head to the bench a little bit later on, or you've got something special. It is Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to Carl and myself and everybody else.
Yes.
Yes. I hope you've been spoiled, appreciated, without your wallet getting out.
Indeed, yes.
Yeah. My Father's Day will be spent after this show, spending my own money. So that's cool.
Somebody's got to spend it.
Absolutely. It'd be nice if I get a chance to.
Yeah, it doesn't take long though, does it?
No, not at all. So there we go. Right, so let's change the camera anyway. Let's go over to the bench. Enough of my face.
We're up to 5 watching at the moment, so
yeah, 5 watching. One more just joined. So yeah, we have started on the dot. No reason other than the fact just trying to be efficient for a change. Right, coffee is disposed of. So the other thing in which I'd like you guys that are watching, I have made some changes to the setup a little bit, and I'm hoping the picture will be a bit clearer, a bit lighter. Let me know what your thoughts are. That'd be great. So as you can see, the bench is quite full of stuff. So let me zoom in and show you what we've been doing while I have been grabbing a moment here and there. So the fuselage interiors, as you can see, are now... Actually, let me do...
I'm done it. Don't worry about it. I'm on it.
Okay, well done. So yeah, as you can see, we've got our decals in now. All the base paints are down as I want them. The only thing I'm going to do to this extra now is I'm going to put a slight oil wash over it, which will hopefully tone down the reflectivity of the decals and blend them in to the rest of the model. So that bit's done. And we'll put that over there out of the way. Then obviously our other section where we've got all our work going on, again, all base painted where we need it. Our decals are on, and we have a little bit of highlighting on our instrument panels, etc. I've just realized actually there are 2 decals which I haven't done, which I need to do. So yes, nice. I will show you why I've said that, and the reason I didn't do it because to show you really. So basically, if I can zoom right in,
there's an app for that.
There is an app. Well, it's called these. This is my app. So as you can see on this particular part of the model, we've got here a piece which has which is the throttle, basically, I guess. So we've got 2 levers, but there is a decal that goes either side of the levers. However, there isn't sufficient room to squeeze them between them, so I'm going to have to cut them off, put the decals on, and reposition them, which is a bit of a bind because I didn't realize that at the time. So, but yeah, so as you can see there's absolutely no room between them, and there's meant to be a decal that slides in between them. So yeah, a bit of a faux pas in a way. So yeah, with the Infinity, this is the Infinity Models 1/32 kit. I have to pre-warn you, I'm enjoying the kit, don't get me wrong, but it is work. So if you wanted a slap together kit, this is not for you. There is work you have to do. So we will have a look at you've seen this already. However, we've added the last part now to our instrument panel, which is the aiming part. So there you go. That's the instrument panel. Nice. I'm happy with how that's turned out. Obviously, the pedals are a little bit glossy at the moment, but they'll be toned down in time. We've got a little bit more work to do with that. Pop that out of the way. What else we got? So in the interior of the aircraft, not 100% finished, but we have got that, which is a radio, etc. And you can see on the left hand side there is a box that has got a bit that goes on the front there with the dials, etc. I'd forgotten that part, so that's been primed, ready to go. I just got to do a little bit of dry brushing on it, and then I can stick that on, and that's complete. Then the other side, or just goes underneath this, is this box of gubbins. Lots going on there. And again, the decals, the issue that I had, let me bring that right in. Hopefully that'll pop. There we go. So those 2 round dials that you see just under my thumb, They've got decals in there, and they're lovely. However, the spacing on the decals is not correct, so you do have to cut them off and place them individually, which is a real bind. But a little bit of patience, and as long as you realise before you start sticking them down, it's not too much of a bother. But if you look on the middle box here, you should see that those dials, the one on the left-hand side is where I didn't test it first. And I had to cut it while it was melting into place, and it's not 100% right, but luckily you can't see it. So there you go. So that's that bit. So most of the interior parts now are done. Oh, put that back properly. Obviously the cockpit, which we've got here. The bit at the back here of the seat, on the instructions, it says to use a clear red, which I don't understand why you're going to use a clear translucent red on a bit of prime plastic. Doesn't make sense to me. So I made it a brownish leather. As I said right from the beginning, this isn't going to be necessarily 100% accurate. It's the best I can do with the research I've done. And there will be some things that aren't 100% right. But something I did discover in my research is not all the planes are identical. They do change quite a lot throughout the period. So yeah, that's the basis.
The leather looks nice though.
Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Obviously, if I bring you right in, hopefully that'll pop. The black is also leather as well. So I've never done black leather before, and I was a little bit worried, but it seemed to pop okay. The headrest is a little bit easier to see, maybe. But yeah, it's not too bad. A little bit worn on the edges, which is what I wanted, so that's cool. So that's that bit done. And then obviously we got our tank that we 3D printed. Now this side is actually the side that goes on the back, would you believe? So the bit you won't see, but that's the finished look, and that's how it started. So all I've done is I've based it in a black primer, and then put a colour over the top, sparingly in some places, on purpose. And then with a little bit of oils, you just drag it down, and it pops it to that. As you can see there, some nice bit of coloration. Not going to be too much because it's inside the aircraft, but yeah, you won't see an awful lot of it once it's all closed up anyway. But we've done it, so that's all good. Have a quick look at the chat. Make sure we're up to date with everything. Dominic's just saying there, my father has been dead for 25 years. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm sure you miss him.
Indeed.
Dave Scully is there saying, hello, Sunday morning modelers. Indeed.
Good morning, Dave.
Thanks for joining us. So, so what the plan is today is we're going to concentrate on the engine. Now, the engine comes in several parts. This one is primed, ready to go, because I'm going to show you what I did to this one in a minute. But as all I've literally done is primed it in black, dry brushed it with a little bit of metal to bring out some of the detail, which you can just about see. And then on the back, you may be able to see some. I put some of the exhaust in there, just about to see that.
Yeah.
And literally, they're quite dark, but I wanted them dark. But as you look at it, they do change in colour as the light hits them. So we will go through that. Now, what I did is this is the sprue with all the exhaust bits on. You can see it, the coloration a lot better on this. So again, all I did here was I just primed it in black, put some light steel over it, and then a multitude of colors, which I'm going to show you exactly what I did in there. So that's all ready to go. They're going to go on last, or near last, because what I'm going to try and attempt today is we're going to try and attempt to we're going to obviously paint this up, get this ready, then these two parts will fit together to make the whole engine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of this to wire the engine. Why I chose to do that live, I don't know, but I thought it'd be interesting for you. I'm obviously not going to do the whole engine with you, I think there'll probably be a little bit of a, we'll do that later, Blue Peter sort of thing. But yeah, going to get that wired up, and then it can then be mounted on the front here of the part that is the nose. We've done the back here, as you can see. That's the back of the engine that we 3D printed. Not gone mad with it, just giving it a little bit of a dry brush. And then obviously our simulation, if you like, of our air exhaust is there, made from the metal here, which is a little bit of copper that I've made into like a strap. But this is the exterior of a electric cable. So nice and easy, nice and simple. And as I say, you won't see an awful lot of it once it's all in place anyway. So there you go. So that's the plan. That's the plan. So what we're going to do first, I think, just open that up. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a view of exactly what's going on the bench. Let's hide the wire because we don't need that hanging around. Got a little pot of water that we're going to need. I think we moved as well, so I'll knock them. Okay, let's double check that. Lisa's just saying there, Dominic, she lost her mum 26 years ago. Yeah. It's one of those joys of life, unfortunately. But they're always in our mind, aren't they? So raise a glass to them when you can. Yeah, keep them alive in your memory. So yeah, so there you go. So what should we do first? Right, okay. I think what I'm going to do is do a little bit of dry brushing on that engine first of all. And then that can dry while we're doing, I'm showing you how I got the exhaust out in the way I did. So all I'm using here is Maccacolor 064 light steel. I'll put a little bit of that on here. Don't need an awful lot. Probably put way too much, never mind. Put that up there. And then what I'm going to use is just use a nice brush for a bit of dry brushing. Oh, got grasses. So literally all I'm going to do is going to drag a little bit of the paint onto the brush. Like so. Now, did I glue that or didn't I? I can't remember.
Did lie.
No, I didn't. I knew I didn't. There we go. Right, take that bit off. Right, cool.
Save that bit for later.
Yeah. So yeah, all I'm going to do is just a little bit of dry brushing. Try and bring out some of that detail. So the brush I'm using is an artist Opus. I'm going to pronounce that wrong, so never mind. Series D brush, specifically for dry brushing. They're great brushes. They're quite expensive, I've got to be honest. But they're great brushes. And every
worth the
now,
money, yeah.
Huh?
Worth the money?
I think so, yeah. I mean, yeah, like I say, they are on the pricey side, and there are other, you can get brushes like this for dry brushing, quite cheaper, but it's nice sometimes to have a tool which is specifically for a job, and
yeah,
for me personally, dry brushing is something I don't do very often. I want to do more of because it's a great technique. And I end up using lots of different brushes all the time, and it was starting to get to a point where I wasn't quite sure which brush I was using anymore.
Yeah.
So to have a set specifically for that job, it's worth the effort. I've got to be honest, and they'll last you as long as you keep them clean, look after them. They'll last you for a long, long time. So yeah, I would say they're worth the money, definitely. So as you can see, literally just adding a little bit. Bring that right up. Add a little bit of paint here and there, just to bring out the detail. And funny enough, actually, this particular company, so I'll spell it for you rather than anything else. I haven't got a link, but maybe I'll put the link in the description of the video in time. But the company is ARTIS. Second word is OPUS. And they've got some really great videos of how to get the best out of your brushes, to be honest. So well worth. I mean, even if you don't invest in the brushes, check out the videos because they go through dry brushing really, really well. Great tutorials. And maybe you can find something that's, if you don't want to spend the money on these particular brushes, you can find an alternative that works for you. And I don't even remember how much it cost me either, but I know it wasn't cheap. It was something I ummed and ahed at. You know, it's one of those purchases where you and ah and go, shall I, shan't I, shall I, shan't I? Yeah, ummed and ahed for a long time. So yeah, those of you who are watching, what you got planned for today? You got anything planned? Gonna go and do something? Or are you gonna be at the bench? I think I will be hoisted out into the garden at some point. I believe my lovely wife has got some plans. Got a nice Sunday dinner as well planned. So there we go. That is our dry brushing almost done. Like I said, it doesn't take long.
It's the beauty of dry brushing. It's quite simple and quite quick.
Yeah.
As long as you're getting it done, as long as you're following the technique right.
Yeah. And it's one of those techniques that's really a simple thing, but adds so much.
Yes.
Without a lot of effort, really. So there's 9 people watching. Make sure you say hello. I know some people are joining as we're busy going away. You've not missed an awful lot, I've got to be honest.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm just dry brushing the second part of the engine.
So Dominic is just saying that unfortunately those are the things in life that you cannot prevent.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As they say, you're only guaranteed 2 things in life, death and taxes.
Indeed, yes.
So there you go. That's the dry brushing complete. It didn't take that long, as we said. Hopefully you can see that reasonably well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that part done. So with the particular engine, as you will notice on this one, maybe a little bit clearer, he says with a pointy stick. So this bit here on the engine is actually a gloss black. So I will go back over that detail later. But yeah, so there's lots of bits and bits you have to pick out. Let me just double check, make sure I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Happy?
No. No. Has it happened? No. I'm just going to add a little bit more paint to the palette. I think we need to go just a little bit heavier on the back here where the pipework is. Oh, yeah, that's better. And obviously, don't do what I've done here. Try and do the dry brushing at the beginning without sticking your pipes in the way. Otherwise, you won't get in there properly to do what you want to do.
Nice dry brush pipes.
I'm fussing. I don't really need to do what I'm doing because it is okay as it is, if I'm honest. But I've got it here. Make sure I've got that detail right. There we go. So that's it. That's done. Okay, so what we're going to do, just put that back on. Like so. Just make sure that we haven't made any errors. No, that's good. Right, so what we're going to do, I'm actually going to glue that in place right now. What is that? Oh, there we go. So we're just going to run a little bit of glue into a couple of parts because I need to clamp that. And then while that is getting where I want it to be, we can do a little bit of staining. There we go. So that should, with any luck, oh, this is where it all goes terribly wrong. That's our engine being glued. We'll leave that to set properly. So there are a couple of ways in which you can do this. An easy way to do it, if you own an airbrush, is to do it all through your airbrush. It is quite a simple technique. And with an airbrush, you can keep on top of the small amount of painting which you're going to use as you build up the colours. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it how I did it, which I did it by heuristic. So the colours you need are the following. So all translucent colours. You've got translucent blue, translucent yellow, orange, and red. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a very small amount on the palette because you don't need an awful lot. And I'm going to put them in the order in which I'm going to use them, which will be yellow, orange, red, and blue. And I forgot to shake the red. If you are watching on Facebook, please give permission for your name to be shown on StreamYard. That way I don't have to go backwards and forwards.
I will take a quick gander, see if I can find who it is that's joined us. Let's have a look, see. All right, so it is an Alan Daniel joining us saying hello. So, good morning, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
Good morning, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Certainly feels like it is anyway. Okay, so we're going to bring this all in to shot. Move that part before I break it. Okay, so all I'm going to do... Oh, no, I'm not. Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But soon.
Very soon. Just going to add a little bit of water there. So, like I say, this isn't isn't necessarily the way it should be done. This is the way I did it. And bear in mind, like I said, this is the first time I've tried this. So if there are other ways, which I'm sure there are, they may be better than what I'm showing you. But like I say, you can do it with an airbrush, but I'm going to do it with a hairy stick. So all I'm going to do, I've got literally my translucent colours here. I've got a bit of water, and all I'm going to do is drag a little bit of this away, and I'm going to make it really watery. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate on the areas where the heat would be. So on the bends. And all I'm going to do is just do a very light coat. And again, I'm going to do this side as well. Now all I'm using here, this isn't a kit part, this is just a bit of sprue which I've melted with a couple of bends from the kit. So all I'm doing is a very light coat. Now obviously as you're doing it with airbrush, just build it up, very small amount of paint at a time through the airbrush, which is another reason why I'm doing it with a hairy stick, because controlling your paint flow in an airbrush can be a little bit complicated. Just practice like anything else.
Oh, excuse me.
Build that colour up a little bit. So we don't need to go too much, because obviously we're going to go with an orange in a minute. But as you can see, although it's a translucent paint, it is watered down, so it's quite
stands out quite well.
So again, same technique. What we're going to do is just going to go to the translucent orange, drag it down a little bit on our palette, water it down a little bit. Now, this is where the research comes in. She says heat stains don't have the same colours all the way through. Obviously, they change colour. So a little bit of research will give you some reference pictures. What we're going to do is just going to drag it down a little bit. And we're going to highlight a part of it. We're not going to highlight the whole area in orange. I'm going to concentrate mainly on the bend itself. I think I might take this off the stick actually, it'd be easier. Right, so as you can see, there is a slight difference in colour. More orangey on the bend than the rest. And then what we're going to do, drag that red down. Nice and watered down. I'm going to add a bit of red. Try and give it plenty of time to dry in between coats, because otherwise you're going to get what I've got here, which is a little bit of pooling, which is easy for me to say, which is not going to help you with you getting that effect right. It's a bit spotty. And I haven't got my hairdryer handy, surprisingly.
Do you use your hairdryer much, James?
My wife uses her hairdryer quite a lot. I don't. So there you go. You can see the. Oh, hopefully you can see that. There you go. You can see the different colours there. You've got yellow to orange to red, almost creating a coppery sort of look. So what we're going to do is bloom it. Give me a second. What I should have done actually, which I can do, bear with me. Oh, nothing like being a bit Blue Peter, is it?
No.
And this is nothing like being a bit Blue Peter. So if you haven't got a hairdryer like me, because you're follically challenged, an airbrush with no paint would suffice. And what that's actually proved to me is I got a little bit too much pooling going on the red, so we're going to go back at it a little bit more. Time, like a little bit more. Maybe I've got it a little bit too watery because I didn't shake the red, if you remember. But that's okay. See, do you know what? That's sort of helped in a way. Clean a brush, give it a little bit of a blast of air. over there. Okay. So there you go. As you can see, we've got our different colours going on there quite nicely. Now what we're going to do is we're going to attack it with our last colour, the blue. So what I've done here is that I've actually gone over with the blue all of the different colours. Take off the stick, James. What I've done is just taken the paint off with a bit of water, and I'm trying to use a wet brush to blend it in a little bit as we go. Let's tackle this other end. I'm going a little bit heavier with the blue this time, just to give it a difference in colour. And as you can see, I've gone very, very heavy. Too heavy. So what I've done is clean the brush, a bit of water, and then we can blend that, knock it back. There you go, you get the idea anyway. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm not overly happy with some of the blue on that end, cotton bud, slightly damp. And we're just going to go over it very lightly. As you can see, I'm pulling the paint off. In some areas it's pulled and dried. It's not what I wanted. So there you go. I hope you can see that. That
Yes.
comes out right.
Yeah, that's coming through nice.
Let me just bring it really close. There we go. So there you go. It's as simple as that. It's not a hard technique.
Nice. I like it.
But what I did with my particular exhausts is because I didn't want them to be overly prominent. So what I did was I then went back with this. He says, it's all right, I just try and not get myself covered in this paint because I'm a bit of a pain. So in the stash of paint, I have got the metal color exhaust manifold color, which effectively is quite a dark silvery color, I guess. So what I did, again, a little bit of water. You just see at the top of the screen there. It's almost black. And then what I did is I went over the whole
Very thin wash, yeah?
With a very thin wash, yeah. And part of the reason for that is to tone it down just a little bit, but also to try and help bring all those colours blending together. So the transitions are a little bit easier on the eye. Not quite so obvious, maybe. Look at me using words I'm not sure, and even if they're right. There you go.
Good enough.
Not bad for a council job.
Not bad for a council job.
There you go. So as you can see, it's a little bit darker, but it does bring out the tones a little bit more as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that is literally all I did. And as I said, that's literally the second time I've done it. I'll be honest, I'm happier with that than I was with that because it's a little bit darker, obviously. But that's okay. That's all good.
Practice, practice, practice.
Absolutely. And if you do want to do this sort of stainage on some pipe work, a bit of sprue. That's all that is.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of the sprue. Bend it a couple of times over a flame. Be careful you don't burn yourself because obviously hot plastic's going to hurt, and naked flames do too. But you can do that, and you can practice all day long doing that. And it's like I say, it's not that difficult. I've got to be honest. So there you go. As promised. Oh. Gently come out. Right, so there you go. Yeah, that's that bit done. I'm just going to clean up a little bit. Any questions in the chat? By all means, let me know. Chat's very quiet today.
Yeah, let us know what you're doing as well on your bench. What are you up to?
Yeah. Indeed.
Anything interesting? I think everybody's concentrating on watching your little demonstration now. That's probably what it is.
Maybe. Right, so put that out of the way. Can't put it off any longer.
What?
So let's bring in the engine.
Oh.
See just how mad we're going to go with this. Painting on your thumb, take off the axis thing is really a personal choice thing. You don't have to do that. Okay, so I'm happy with that. It's all put together. I have got that. So I need to check my instructions. That'll be the top. So I'm just gonna put the front of the engine in place. Obviously, the silvery bit is the connector for the wires. Now, it's not molded brilliantly. I will pre-warn you if you should venture into this kit. And there is no location tags or anything for getting this bit onto the engine, which is super handy. That looks about right, I hope.
So Dominic is saying that looks really cool.
Thank you, Dominic.
And that's how I learn something on a Sunday afternoon.
Oh yeah.
And Dave Skelly's letting us know what's on his bench. So on his bench today, he will be painting a samurai from the 16th century.
Wow.
Lots of colour, lots of contrast, hopefully. Nice. Pictures, please, in the mess.
Yes.
Would love to see that. Japanese culture, well, yeah, Japanese culture way back then is one of my favourites. Yeah, looking forward to see that.
So a little test fit. That's how our engine's going to end up looking on our base plate. It's quite a lump, but lots to do yet still, so time to get that done. Okay, so let's see if I can show you. So what I did yesterday was I have pre-drilled some holes, and that's not focusing very well. I've pre-drilled some holes in the front of our piston heads for our wires. And how am I going to do that? Well, as it happens, I'm cheating a little bit in that there is a kit by Airfix, which is the 1/24th 1/24th Hellcat, and in the instructions are the wiring diagrams. Really well laid out for you to understand what to do. It explains to you the length of wire you need, how many you need them, and by the dots where they go. So really clever. However, it's not the right scale, so I have adjusted the scale, and I was going to cut all the pieces out, and then I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. That would be far too easy. So I'm going to sort of swing it a little bit. And the reason for that is I did attempt to cut some pieces out, but as you can imagine, 9mm of wire is difficult to judge correctly. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to make it too small.
Mm-hmm.
So, saying that, somewhere, as it happens, I have cut some wire. And what I'm going to use on this now, in the instructions, it says for 1/24th to use 0.7mm copper wire. If you do the translation to a 1/32, that means 5mm wire. But I've got 4mm. So I think 4mm will be ample.
Better a little under than a little over, I think.
Yes. That's the plan. So the idea being because the kit isn't made for these purposes, the first discovery is that the one that goes in the back won't go in the back the way I planned. So that's cool. Not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the first wire to our rear piston head, like so. And then that gives me an indication of what length I need. Well, I have got a second length. Slightly smaller. Right, okay, so yeah, as I thought, I'm just gonna have to wing it a little bit. That's okay. Oh goodness. Oh, that I wasn't expecting.
What's that?
Oh, I've done my lid up on me glue too tight.
Oh.
It's okay. Use this. Oh, okay. Right. Plan B. Bear with.
So we have been joined by the one, the only, Festa67 Workshop, saying, good morning, folks. Excuse me, bit throaty there. Morning, Collins. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, good to see you, bud.
Hope you're doing all right. I believe Colin is going live shortly. So if you fancy watching Colin, head on over, say hi. Don't forget that thumbs up when you get there.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got Lisa saying hi to Colin as well. So what are you building at the minute, Colin? What are you up to? Are you building anything just for you that you're not sharing on YouTube?
Pick that one out, Hans. So, yeah. So there you go. That is our first wire in place. Reasonably happy with that. Not 100%, if I'm honest, but it's close enough, I think.
But is it close enough for council work?
Oh, God, yes. Far beyond council work. Far beyond. All right. I see a light at the end of the tunnel. Aha.
They do like to make this awkward as possible, these buggers.
So this is one of the reasons why I didn't cut the lengths, is because I wasn't 100% sure what I would need. So what I'm going to do, this bit of wire I'm just going to hook round. Now we're going to be bold.
Yes, you are. I see what you did there.
So what I've done is I'm going to glue that in place. And I'm going to leave it like that for now, because once that's set, I've then got to bend it round to the front, but I've got to feed it through along the side of here and underneath like that, which is not going to be overly easily might not be in English.
Over easy
Underdone. Roger, over and out. hopefully you can see me. Oh, no, I'm not on camera. God damn it. So I need to lose a little bit off this.
I almost sworded then.
Almost sworded.
Yeah. That's probably the most awkward box I've ever built. That's one thing I dislike, and that's putting greeblies on a model, because you just know that very, very shortly, probably most of those greeblies are coming off.
Mm-hmm.
So Colin is saying hi to Lisa. He has thumbed. Thank you very much, Colin. And he's got a hop as he's got a stream to set up. So thank you very much for popping in, though, Colin. It's always good to see you.
Lovely to see you, Bella. So, actually, do you know what? That was a lot easier than I expected.
Good.
So let's zoom in. Hopefully that's not got the shakes. So there you go. That is our first 2 wires. Come on.
Even with it out of focus, that looks pretty darn impressive.
And then you got obviously twists over at the back there.
Nice. Why is it? It's focusing on that tiny little bit in the back that.
There's a lot going on in the back, in fairness.
But I know that newer cameras, they've now designed to focus on a product that's being shown to it rather than something else. It's supposed to be really good.
If I come out. Wow. Just won't focus, will it? Oh, that's so annoying. Anyway, there you go. This probably shows it well enough.
Very nice.
So yeah, so there you go. And as you can see, the reason I chose the copper is because I'm not going to paint these. That is how it's going to stay. So I'm fairly happy with the colour size of it. But yeah, there we go. Allegedly, that's how it's meant to be. So yeah, it's going to take me a while. Obviously, I'm not going to sit and do it all the way through with you guys. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add. What am I going to add? What am I adding? Oh, that's right. Yeah, A would be 9 mil. Get the ruler that's in inches. That will help you, James. Oh, got this. Idiot. What have I done with that? Really? I put it down somewhere safe.
Yes.
We need it about that long, so
yeah, cut it a little bit longer than you think, and then
where were you having? I can't get it in my hole.
sorry.
Exactly. Oh, there we go.
Oh, you bugger. Not playing ball this bit.
Is it not?
Gotcha.
There you go. So that's 3 of our wires put in.
No, it's going pretty quick then. Got 3 in already.
Yeah, it's not too bad, I've got to be honest. Although I'm a little confused. .com. Ah, okay. I don't know where that's going to go. Right.
Ooh, then. Nice. Pain in the arse, but nice. We shall leave that be a moment to let it dry. Little fiddly. So, 5 of you still here and watching, where we are about an hour and 10 minutes in. So thank you very much for sticking about. As you can see, James is trying to get his thin bit in the old bit. It's not going too bad so far. I've got 3 in already. This is the 4th, I believe. Is it, James?
It is, yeah. Number 4 is going in.
So the instructions you got for the wiring, is that just available to download, is it?
Yeah, so I found I used it as a reference material that I found from Scalemates. So if you ever get a kit and the instructions are damaged or not there,
yes,
quite often you'll find that the instructions are actually something you can download from Scalemates on their site.
Very good site, Scalemates.
Oh, excellent. And like I say, all I did was I downloaded it, printed it off. And the reason I did that was because I was looking for reference to do with the design of the back of the engine. And in the Google search, it came up. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So obviously I had a little closer look, found the information I was actually looking for, and then found the wiring instructions and went, oh, you know what? I know a man that just loved to do that.
I know a glutton for punishment.
Yeah.
And his name is James.
His name is James. And I downloaded the whole of the instructions and printed them off. And if you're unaware, the instructions are vast for that build, for the 124th Hellcat. But the information on it is phenomenal. Really well detailed, really well researched.
It's one thing they are good at, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely very good at the research and the information.
And do you know what? Just the actual way they've laid it out, to have the diagram, basically the wiring diagram done for you, is immense. It really is. And obviously bearing in mind that this is a different scale to what that instructions is for. It's a fairly easy process, I've got to be honest. I hate to admit it right now, but it's going swimmingly. Now, the one thing I would advise you to do, which I've not done, take the time and trouble to cut out the wire for the right lengths. What I would suggest you do is make your calculations, cut one of each and place one of each on the engine. And then if they obviously write down the measurements, don't just measure, cut and fix, but it'll give you an idea as to whether they're the right length or not, whether you need to add a little bit, take away a little bit away maybe, and then cut the pieces you require. The reason being is right now I'm finding that this bit I'm adding in hasn't quite got the bend I want at the point I want. But that's fine. I will just try and ensure that the next ones I do are correct. So there you go. That's 5 wires in. And what's that? 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah.
Not long at all.
That's one of those projects that once you start to, things don't quite start to go right, it's time to put it down and come back to it later, because
absolutely
it wouldn't take much to get upset with that, and
nope.
It'll kill your mojo.
But on the same level, it's one of those little projects that wouldn't take an awful lot to do.
No.
And would boost your mojo massively, he says. So I'm just going to quickly, if I can, that's going to be too thick, I think. But we'll give it a go. That works, sort of. Give me the indentation, that's all I need.
So, Dave Skelly, I posted a picture of the samurai that he's painting at the moment. I shall now watch James for a while and give my eyes a chance to recover from staring at tiny armor ties. That might be tiles. Yes, very nice. We shall I shall head over and have a look at that very shortly. He says as he heads on over. Let's try that. Oh my. Oh my. Very, very nice, Dave.
Do you want to share that?
I can bring it up. Yeah, I certainly can. While you are fiddling with your bits, we will drop that over there. We'll hide that bit And what we'll do is I will share screen, and we will share this one. So, thank you for posting and sharing this, Dave. So there we are. There it is. The samurai that I'm clicking on the wrong screen. The samurai that Dave is working on. Look at that.
Oh, blimey.
You know what I mean? That is.
Oh, that's fantastic.
All this stuff on the upper leg and thigh guards. Wow. And the boots, top of the boots are almost looking like they are being worked on as well. And that armor is lovely. Wow. Wow. Can I go even closer? Oh, I can. That's it. That's as close as we can go. Wow.
Wow, that's fantastic.
What about if we do this? Let me go any closer if I press down my control button and go. No. Won't let me do it.
Yeah, that is superb. Excellent job.
Yeah. Very, very nice indeed. Yes, excellent, Dave. Thank you very much for sharing that with us. Whoop.
Whoop.
There we go. Reset. Yes, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Please keep us updated on the progress and how he is getting along. I think it's a he, yeah. So, yeah, nice. Let's put you back on to James.
Cool. So, while we were looking at Dave's work, I managed to put number 6 in.
Wow. Nice.
And then obviously the back.
Yeah, and you don't want them to be perfect either, do you? You want them to be.
No, I'm not.
A little bit wrinkly, and
I'm not worried if they don't all match.
No.
You know, as long as they go in the right, you know, roughly the right area, I'm not that worried. And as I said, the whole part of this project was to do something different. So I've obviously not ever wired an engine before, for example. I've not done heat staining before. So yeah, this is all just because I can. No other reason. So yeah, that's pretty good. The one I've just added is a little bit too long, really. I think, but we can manipulate it a little bit, maybe. Yeah, no, that's okay.
If people point it out, what you can say is that, well, that one was installed on Friday.
Yeah.
That's a Friday installation, that one.
Well, you know, these aircraft were obviously well maintained, but only to a point. You know, they're war machines at the end of the day, so they're going to have wear and tear. They're going to have things that aren't 100% right. They're going to have a bit of patching here and there from different bits.
Yeah, when John was repairing it, he could have done it nice and neat, but it had taken him 4 hours, and they hadn't got 4 hours.
Yep, absolutely.
20 minutes.
So, yeah, no, happy with that. Really
it's looking good. Actually. Really good.
Cool. Okay, so I'm going to stop doing the wiring for now. There is a reason, because I've planned. Can you believe I planned all this? No, I can't either. So yeah, I'll carry on with that. I'll keep you updated with some pictures, etc. That will be done today, 100%. It'll be done, and then we can get that onto its rightful place, because obviously the exhausts have got to go on, etc., etc. What I wanted to tackle now was this beast. So as I explained earlier, what I did was I just base coasted,
Yes.
primed it in black, and then used Mr. Color. I believe the paint was 351, which is part of an US interior set. It's good colours, but I've obviously missed loads of bits out, and the reason for that is that I've then gone over it with oil. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to very quickly show you what I did and how I did it. Obviously, I've done that side. I haven't done that side. And to achieve that, get that out of the way. I don't want to get oil all over that. That'll be a bit grumpy. So what I've got here is a numerad of colours. So I've got two different olives, one light and one dark. Burnt umber, sienna, art crow, something like that, I think, and white, basically. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of water. He says, where's the water? Now, these aren't oil paints that are thinned down by the regular thinner. These are actually water-soluble oil paints.
Yes.
Now, the reason I went for them was because it cuts down in the odours, obviously. And I actually thought it might be a bit easier to work with. So I bought them, give them a go, and they seem to do the job. So that's good. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a cocktail stick. I'm going to get my brush. It's only one brush I'm going to use. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of the green. And I'll put some very small dabs around.
Up a bit, James.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I've probably got enough of that, I think, that colour. I'll put a little bit of the ochre and sienna. Wet my brush. And of course, the bit I need is under that.
So I take it to wet your brush and stuff, you're just going to use a bit of water, with them being water soluble.
Yeah.
Rather than a bit of thinners.
Yeah. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I'll probably put too much on here. So I'm going to, obviously most of this paint I'm going to take off.
Mm-hmm.
All basically straight away. And all I'm going to do is just keep dragging it down the tank.
Always in the same direction?
Yeah, I'm going to stick to all the same direction for now. Don't be too scared of it, because obviously it will pull. But as long as you can keep the surface moist, you're going to be able to carry on working with it. It's only when it dries out that it's going to be a bit of an issue for you.
Yeah. And I believe it will all come off if things aren't going quite right. You can just very quickly get it off.
You can do, but the difference between the paints I'm using and the other oils is that if you use the oils where you're using a solvent, then what you're going to do is you're going to seal the under color with with a varnish. Then you can attack it. I mean, obviously not too much, but you can attack it to take paint off, etc. And that's quite easy. when it's water based, obviously I've not sealed the undercoat or the undercolors, so I'm taking a bit of a gamble because I may by accident get to a point where I'm not happy with that and end up having to pull off the base color and start again, which would be a bit of a bummer. But again, like everything else, a bit of practice, a little bit of time, patience, and it will work.
Yeah, you can always practice on a mule if you've got one.
Absolutely. And I used to, if I'm honest, I wasn't a great fan of mules. Didn't see the point of them. But I got to be honest, since I have a mule now, I see the point completely. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going back with the darker olive colour. And the idea being is I'm going to try and bring out the detail here with oil. Might not work how I want it to, unfortunately. But there you go.
Nice.
Again, really simple, really easy. Don't be afraid of it. Just give it a go. The worst thing is you can give it a go and it go wrong. And it's just something and part of every process is a mistake and learning how to put the mistake right.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of it.
You do your best learning when you get it wrong.
Absolutely. And one little tip for oil, regardless of which sort of oil you use, put it on a little bit of cardboard, and then you can it will take out some of the oils that are in the oil, which will help you. You might have a mistake going on here. No, it's okay. We can work with that. Sometimes mistakes can be happy mistakes.
Yes, I've had quite a lot of those. Where you think everything's going wrong, and then all of a sudden, pop.
Yeah.
You think, oh, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm actually taking it back too far. Crazily. So I've lost some of that effect where, like Carl just said, where it popped and I was like, oh, actually that's working fine. And then taking it too far back.
But you can always add.
Yeah. Definitely. Here you go, that's the side dump.
Awesome.
And the other thing I like about this as well, sometimes with the oils, is that the brush sometimes, if you use the same brush, don't clean it too much. It actually will give you things in which you weren't expecting because the oil paint's still on the brush.
Yes.
So you're almost blending the oil in the brush hairs. Now, I'm sure there's somebody watching this going, oh my God, what on earth is he doing? all about. So my brush is a little bit wet because I've used a little bit too much water. So very gently, I'm going to use a cotton bud. Take off a little bit of this paint. I don't need to do very much, if I'm honest. Definitely too much there, idiot.
I really do dislike vague instructions. They are not very helpful at all.
So there you go. That's our tank grimed up a little bit. I'm going to let that sit and dry. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit that with a little bit of a bit of panel liner to bring out that detail. Hopefully. In fact, actually, I think that's dry enough the other side. Let's try. Let's try a bit of that first. See if that works. So I've got Tamiya panel liner. I've got a bit of black and a bit of brown. I'll be honest, I don't get on with the brown very well, but I'm going to try that first.
Never used to me a panel liner.
Maybe not.
Mm. Well, when I say that, I used to me a black and thinned it to make a panel liner. So is that effectively to me a panel liner?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to actually do two different. And you can be the judge. Okay, so get that out of the way. That's not focusing very well. Oh, come on. Can't judge it if they can't see it. Is that focused enough? I've got my glasses on, it's difficult to see. Okay, so you've got two different things. On this line here, I've used the black. On this line, I've used the brown.
Mm.
So which one do you think is the better one?
I say they actually work well together because it's giving you that
contrast, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Another happy accident.
Yeah. Because it wouldn't be a uniform, shall we say, markings in the panels and things like that. There would be variations. So yeah, it works well together because you can still see there's grime in the panel line. It's highlighting the panel line, but it's different.
Now, of course, an easy way around this, because the surface tension on this isn't brilliant. But remember, that's because we just whacked a load of oil paint on it, so I'm being a bit impatient.
Thought my compressor was on then. Sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, that's me. There we go. Yeah, no, happy enough with that, I think. I think what we do is if we bring the black down the far side as well. Yeah, so what I was saying about the surface tension was, yeah, I'm being a bit impatient. But obviously if you put your varnish on here, increase that ability for the wash to flow, or the panel line to flow instead of forcing it, probably get a better effect. Although I'm fairly happy with that. There you go. What do you think?
Yeah, like it.
There you go. So I'm going to let that dry for a little while. But yeah, so that's what I've just shown you on here with the oils. I'm going to repeat on all of the interior surfaces. So the sides of the fuselage, the cockpit, everything's going to be treated the same. It's going to take a little while to go through that. But that obviously needs to be done before our next step, which will be putting the fuselage all in together, etc.
Very nice.
So there you go. That's that bit done. So where are we? Here we are. So you're all very quiet in the chat. Thank you so much for watching. I hope it's been beneficial. Certainly has been for me to have a bit of company while I'm modelling. It's always a good thing.
Yes.
What we do? Come out of that. Okay. So did you manage to get anything done?
I did. Yeah. Just just putting these sprues in their rack out of the way before I end up floating them on the floor and damaging them. So we got a few little bits and pieces done. We got some more stuff added on the greeblies on the back here. We got this fin on. I'm not sure what it is, but these two are for the aerial wire. It'll go from here to here to this point here. So they are on. A little bit awkward, but this was the most awkward piece. It's got a tab to put it in the right place, but it's because this is obviously curved and this is flat. Soaked quite a bit with the extra thin, and then just wiggled it and wiggled it and wiggled it, and then eventually the plastic sticks to both, and it looks like it's one piece. So yeah, and we also got this piece on, this really fiddly little piece in here.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I wish they'd have said put that in as you're putting it together.
Yeah.
This section is designed to actually fold in.
Yeah.
So that was awkward, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm super paranoid about breaking these greeblies off. I've just built a box, which is probably one of the most awkward boxes I've ever built, which was this thing. What pain. So there's like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces for one little. This is the stand for the machine gun.
Yeah.
Which fixes onto the side of the chopper just there, and then obviously the machine gun's mounted on top.
Yeah.
Like so. And we've also built this little box again. Only 5 pieces, but really awkward.
Yeah.
But it's together now, so it's done. So yeah, and that is pretty much it. And I've pretty much not stopped. So
no,
awkward.
Good.
So yeah, some of the more awkward bits done and out of the way.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm glad you got some bits done. Right, so so I'm going to go off and open my engine. I'm going to give you a last little sneaky peek because that's what it was all about today. That is our engine wired. Well, what's that? 3 pistons wired. I've got numerous ones to go because I haven't covered we're almost a third of the way. And as you saw, it really didn't take that long to do. Bit of patience, and thank you, Airfix, for the plan, because I wouldn't have been able to do it without a doubt.
Yeah.
So there we go. I'll post some pictures up in the mess as we go along. It's part of the reason why I wanted to stop there, because I want to take a progress picture and build it up so you can see what I've done. And now I'm said that, I just think to myself, I didn't take any at the beginning, but never mind, that's fine. I have got some somewhere, I'm sure I have. So, but yeah, there you go. It's an hour and a half. Festa will be live now, 10 minutes. So
yes, he's on the go.
If you haven't seen that before, head over to Festa's workshop and enjoy the show. They're doing a group build, him and Dave, I think, if I'm right remembering.
That's the Thursday evening one. Yeah, but no, they do the group builds on the Sunday as well, don't they? Yes.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah. So it's good to see him do some modelling. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I am going to change my camera because I'm sure you've not seen enough of this face. There we go. So that's it for today. It's almost 2 hours. It's almost the same length as normal. Hopefully the next one we do will be in a position where we're going to put the fuselage together. And what I'm going to try and do, because there are some extras that I want to add in. So if you remember back to those boxes that are the radio and all that sort of stuff, they're in the rear compartment. There's some extra wiring to be done to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit all the interior into one half, hopefully. Do some wiring, which we'll do, and then we can look at putting them together. So that will be the next show. We'll be bringing the fuselage together, and then after that we will have to do the wings, which are the folded wings, which was going to be fun.
Indeed.
Indeed. So anyway, yes. Thank you everyone for watching. Some of you
it's been a pleasure. Thank you again for the invite, James. It's been awesome.
Yeah, it's good that you're here. It certainly helps me out an awful lot. So, so I'm glad you're here. Anyway, that's it for now. Ta-ta. See you soon.
Bye.